Hi guys, thank you for joining me on this daily episode of my Pearls of Wisdom. Today I want to share a story that happened just this Friday. So my son, my youngest son, who's a senior in high school, got his team went to the very the very first game of the senior year. So a couple of times he was getting ready to go in and something would happen. They'd call a foul, they'd change sides, or something would happen where he wouldn't get to go in. He was not happy. He was freaking devastated because they didn't play him at all. And so he came home very, very devastated. And so I'm a coach. So the first thing I do is, of course, sympathize with my son. But then when we finally got over it, I was able to coach him, and I asked him 3 questions. Looking at what he's been doing. First of all, the question was, what's the story he told himself about what happened? And the story was that he thought that then he had to prove to his coaches more, so he had to do more work, and he didn't have any more to give. I told him that's a thought. And I told him that what would he, if he was only to look at it as this is feedback, what would he stop doing at practice or anytime? What would he stop doing? What would he start doing? And what could he continue doing? But I told him that seeing that also is actually coaching himself. And once he coaches himself, he's open to that awareness. He's open to ask himself those very, very, very valuable questions. And once your brain is already open to that coaching, it's so easy for you to now go, oh, coach, what did I do wrong? Oh, coach, what did I do right? Oh, coach, what should I stop doing? What should I start doing? And then when you're open to be coachable, even to that level, coach may come to you and say, you know what, you didn't do this right. Or you could have given 100%. And you go, you know what, I gave 100%. So it's okay, that's feedback. Or a coach says, good job, you did a great job. And you go, oh, I could have done better. You could do so much more with that. Then you're aware of the energy that you have. And then I also reminded him that he was waiting for the coaches to tell him whether he was a good player or not, versus looking to himself to decide whether he gave it 100% or not, and what he can do next time in practice. Next time, if he's open to feedback, if he's open to awareness, what could he hear different? And then the other thing is, if he's constantly looking at what can I improve, what can I do better, what can I stop, just the coach telling him, oh, you did this wrong, it's just feedback to tell him what he can do different. Or if the coach says, Duran, start doing this, then he goes, okay, that is just feedback. But I want you to see how he was letting the coaches be the first point of information of whether he's doing it good, right, or well. But that should always be the last resort. It is just feedback, because he had to be the one to tell himself whether he gave it his all or not. And because it's just being self-aware. Funny thing is, after I coached him on this and he had got his game plan, one of his coaches reached out to him and said, you were way too good of a player to not have played on the Friday game. So from now on, you are in special teams and you're going to play all special teams. But because we had coached on this, he came back to me and he said, Mom, coach said this, but you know what? That's not good enough. I want to be a starter. So I'm going to continue with the coaching that you gave me because I want to be a starter. But I want you to also, like I told him, I want you to see the value of that one thing that happened in high school, how that will take on for the rest of his life. How when his 50s, knowing this valuable information, how that will show up in his life. And so I'm bringing it back to business coaching. If me being a successful coach is dependent on my business coach, I can't do anything with that. I'm waiting for my business coach to tell me whether I'm doing it right. I'm waiting for my business coach to tell me whether I'm doing it wrong. What if I was evaluating everything that I did when I did my massive action as feedback and asking myself after every single Facebook Live, Pearls of Wisdom, a vlog, what did I do wrong? What could I stop doing? What can I start doing? And what could I continue doing? Can you see how after 1 year of doing this work, how much better I would be? So by the time my business coach comes and tells me, giving me her feedback, I've already grown. I've already grown into the best version of myself. Because who determines whether I'm a success? Not my business coach, me. Who determines whether my son's a great football player? Not his coach, him. So thank you guys. Have a very, very fabulous day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I love you. Bye-bye.